two grown men talking. And why are you in our business? That was funny, man. I was cracking up laughing over there, man. That was funny as I don't know what. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Gene look like...
That's what I say. That's what I say. That's what I say. No, bro, shit.
It came to life for y'all.
Yeah. I need a picker upper. Too much violence going on. Hey, I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell. Tunnels under his house and he can't make bail. Neighbors scared stiff, won't retrieve they ball. If it bounce over Diddy gate, they don't call. Ain't no doorbell ringing, ain't no fence climbing. They say the devil dance quiet when the stars are lining. Talk in the street about basements with screams, where the silence too loud and the truth still bleed. Lawyer walks off, said the case too thick. Even his mama on IV drip. Sick trying to detox demon while praying on lies. But you can't cleanse blood when it drips from the sky.
Lawyers will argue today that Sean Combs deserves some special treatment. They're hoping to get him out from behind bars as quickly as possible. This morning, the case against Sean Combs returns to court following the split verdict.
I can't believe I saw the twins in the pews. Eyes wide shut trying to dodge daddy's snooze. Courtroom silence when they walking slow. I felt the shame hit the floor like a soul on a go. They say he comfy now. Sheets folded neat, other inmates doing favors just to eat. He's still moving like a mobile with a plan. But God don't blink, the karma hits like a fan. Cases dropping daily, names ain't redacted. One brave soul said, nah, I ain't masking. I'm not anonymous, I'm proud with the pen. Said you're gonna remember this truth again and again.
We are just getting started. We're gonna win, and we're not gonna stop until he walks out of prison, a free man to his family. The defense argues there are exceptional circumstances.
I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe. I can't believe. Alright. Now that we tired as hell. What is up? What is up? YouTube. Oh my God, y'all. I need to pick her up, man. I done went to bed 3 times and can't sleep, y'all. Maybe I'm walk around the block this time and then go to bed. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. But I know one thing. Shout out to I keep forgetting my man's name, man. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Man. That's sad, man. That is sad. Oh my gracious, man. I don't care if you like the man. I don't care if you didn't like the man. I don't care if you racist or not. If you're racist or you not racist. I don't care about none of that stuff. Nobody deserves to be taken off this earth just because of they voicing their opinion and doing freedom of speech. That's crazy, man. Suge Knight backed Gene Deal. Suge Knight backed Gene Deal, making shocking claims against P. Diddy from prison. What? Man. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that bell while Uncle Mike catches his breath. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? We back, y'all. We back now, man. We back. We 100% back. I took a little break, I guess. Took a 1-day break. Actually 2 days, because one day I stayed upstairs the whole day. And then yesterday I come down here and do all the wrong videos. But hey, you know, you live once, you live and learn. It's a learning. Y'all hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy. Yeah, how?
Gene Deal and Suge Knight are teaming up to expose Diddy's crimes. In a shocking revelation,
shucks.
Gene Deal claims Diddy has been working as an FBI informant for years, secretly feeding them intel while covering up his alleged role in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Not only that, but Gene Deal is being targeted for what he said and was just attacked by Diddy supporters. Things are getting serious and Gene Deal's life is in danger.
He's going to go to prison. And if you do, it'll be for something very, very small. It wouldn't be nothing what the people think. I don't think he's going to go nowhere long.
Damn.
And at the same time, you got to look at it. The best witness they had is KPD. KPD been an informant for a very, very long time. And KPD is...
Yeah, jail informant. How you gonna be an informant and you in jail? Does that sound dumber? That sounds dumber right there, man. If he is an informant and he in jail, get into fights. Oh my God, man. That's the
bullshit. Bullshit.
Here we go.
And at the same time, you got to look at it. The best witness they had is KPD. KPD been an informant for a very, very long time. And KPD is getting ready to go to trial for the murder of Tupac. KPD said it, everybody else know it. And KPD says the money came from Puffy to keep Tupac and myself. So if they really wanted Puffy that bad, KPD would have put a deal with them, down that stand, and broke it down. That would have been the RICO right there. That would have been murder for hire right there.
And I got a lot of respect for you, Suge. Suge, I got so much respect for you, bro, because when this East Coast, West Coast walk could have been shut down, Pac was living, Big was living, Eric B, Big D, y'all set up there and y'all was gonna set up a meeting. Everybody who had something to do with it was supposed to show up. And Puff refused to. You didn't, brother. You wanted this shit to be over with. Even though you didn't f with Puff, y'all wasn't dealing with each other no more. I remember when you and Pac was in the car behind the House of Blues. You was in the red Rolls Royce, Pac was in the white. I was in the car when Puff rolled up on you and said, yo, Suge, we got any problems out here? And you said, bro, I don't know any problems you got. That was even after Jake was... You said, brother, I don't know any problems you got.
Suge Knight and Gene Deal are the only people in the industry who know what happened on the night of Tupac's murder. Suge was in the car when Tupac was shot, and Gene was allegedly with Diddy when the crime was being planned. On September 29, 2023, nearly 27 years after the murder of Tupac Shakur, Dwayne Keffe Davis was charged with murder for his involvement in the drive-by shooting of Tupac. Now, Keefe D has filed court papers in a Nevada court claiming that Diddy was actually the person responsible for Tupac's death as he paid Keefe to murder him. Keefe says that Eric Von Zip Martin was the middleman for the transaction, and Diddy actually wanted both Tupac and Suge Knight dead.
During the Biggie Smalls investigation in the early 2000s. The filing reads, the three LAPD and FBI agents were part of a task force to solve the shooting of rapper Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, legal name Christopher Wallace. The task force, through a sophisticated criminal investigation, obtained sufficient evidence that would prove Mr. Davis was the leader of the Southside Crips and his gang was responsible for over 360 kilos of cocaine and PCP. Mr. Davis provided 3 interviews to obtain immunity from prosecution. The final interview were solely questions regarding the Tupac Shakur shooting, which Mr. Davis was also provided immunity from prosecution. So during a December 2008 interview with investigators, that is when Davis allegedly started to spill the beans about his one-time friend, Sean Combs, who he refers to as Puffy. He claims Sean Puffy Combs solicited Mr. Davis to kill Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur for $1 million. Eric Zip Martin, an associate of Puffy Combs, provided Mr. Davis with a gun to exact revenge on Tupac Shakur for the beating Mr. Anderson received. Now, Davis reportedly told the investigators that even though the job had been partially completed and Shakur was killed, neither he nor Anderson ever got paid. He later revealed that he believes Combs had paid the go-between Zip Martin, who he claims kept the money for himself. And he said much of the same thing in a 2009 interview a year later, because according to the motion to dismiss, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, as far back as 2009, was in possession of the same set of facts that the Clark County District Attorney is now alleging makes Mr. Davis responsible for the Tupac Shakur. The Clark County District Attorney's Office has offered no reason as to why it waited another 14 years to prosecute a case against Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis has been irreversibly prejudiced by this unnecessary delay in prosecution of this case, and Mr. Davis's constitutional rights have been violated in an extraordinary manner never before witnessed in the annals of the American criminal justice system.
Days after making the claim that Diddy was involved in the murder of Tupac, Keffe D was attacked in prison. Is it really a coincidence that the second Keefe D names Diddy? He randomly gets attacked.
We have an update now on Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He's charged in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis was in court again this morning after a fight with another inmate. Fox 5's Mike Allen walks us through what happened.
Dwayne Davis is answering for a jailhouse brawl. Here's what court records show, along with images from surveillance video released by Las Vegas Justice Court. On December 23rd, Davis was being escorted back into his cell when another inmate, Rockland Hamilton, who's also facing a charge, is standing to the right by a sink in this room. Hamilton walked over to Davis and squared up, looking ready to fight. They started throwing punches and grappling, and the officer escorting Davis called for backup, gave verbal commands too for the inmates to stop fighting, and then hit them with pepper spray. Before backup officers arrived, the two inmates kept grappling and throwing punches and were eventually separated after backup officers got into the room. Both Davis and Hamilton face battery by prisoner charges.
Suge is the only one who really knows.
Well, one thing I can say, man, you got to defend yourself. That's first and foremost. You have to defend yourself. But you should have ran toward the guard for assistance in some type of way. And he probably took his time calling, we need backup over here. We need backup. He probably took his time, man. That's crazy.
And were eventually separated after backup officers got into the room. Both Davis and Hamilton face battery by prisoner charges.
Suge is the only one who really knows what happened that night, and he says that Puffy was involved in the murder. Gene Deal has said the exact same thing and backed up Suge. Even the cops knew that Puffy was involved, but Puffy never got indicted since he was leaking secrets to the feds. Diddy has been an informant for decades now. Everyone in the streets knew what kind of person Diddy was.
Man, that caught my attention. You said that Suge, he's the only one who knows who killed Tupac. Why you say that?
Suge was there. Suge was there, and even though you in a hostile situation and you've been and guns is firing out, you're going to get that glance and that look at the individuals or the people in the car. Like Keefe D said, I spoke to Suge. We know each other from school. So in that time, as you speaking to somebody, you see who is in the car. You see who's in the car. If somebody got enough time to speak to you or say something to you and have a brief conversation, they got enough time to get a glance of who in that car. Now check this out. If they know each other and the windows is down and they spoke to each other, you don't think Suge don't know who did the shooting or who was in there? He said, I'll never say it. Because to him, he'll be a rat.
Allegedly, Diddy didn't act alone in ordering the hit on Tupac. He used someone inside Death Row Records, a traitor, someone close enough to know Tupac and Suge Knight's movements, someone who blended in with the very people Tupac trusted. This double agent allegedly helped coordinate the hit by feeding information when Tupac would be in Vegas, what car he'd be in, and who would be with him.
The shooter, the person who shot Tupac, did you get to see their face? And was this a person that worked for Death Row?
Yeah. What I would say is this. I'm not calling a certain person Judas, whereas names could go with those people are Judas. I know it's more than one person involved in the assassination. And respectfully, I would say that I gave the husband, I gave the wife, and by the way, they're black people. I stand on my blackness because I am black. So out of respect to them and their project, you the homie, but you gonna have to wait to see what really happened when they put it out. That's all I can say about that part. But there's no secrets.
Testified that he saw, and he was overworked, and that he saw things that just didn't make sense, and that he had to run down on Suge Knight, or would have if Suge Knight would have actually been there.
I was thinking about that. If all of this stuff is true, Suge Knight ain't had nothing on Diddy.
What you mean?
You think so, or
Suge
do we
Knight has
just
always been known as the boogeyman of hip hop. But if all of this stuff is true, Suge ain't had nothing on Diddy.
Oh, you mean as far as the type of person they are?
Being a boogeyman. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like bad boy for real.
If the FBI really wanted, they could have sent Diddy behind bars anytime they decided. Keep in mind that Diddy was revealing illegal details on live TV. The feds have a 98% conviction rate, and more than 30 witnesses testified against him. Diddy never even testified, yet he still beat all the serious charges. This conviction is just for show. Diddy is going to get away with everything, and he knows it.
If the answers are there, how could you not say they don't want to see Puffy get life? The FBI is the most powerful people in the world. It's government. They have great prosecution people. Look at the prosecution rate. I think it's maybe 92, 98%. If you was just looking at it, you wouldn't think the prosecutors, as great as they are, that they was really trying to get this man off the street. But still, if I was Puffy, I'd take some time and got it out the way. Because if he go in there and do a little time, he was going to feel he paid some debt to society. He'd start off where he left. If he get no time, the street's going to know the deal's been cut. If he get no time, nobody in the industry is going to quit it. It's going to be a bad problem for him because Puffy got to have security 24 hours a day. It ain't Puffy can get out of jail and start his own car up and drive around and live life. He without security, he know he on borrowed time. So he had to have security. And without drugs, shit, he probably wouldn't be able to have a conversation with nobody. He probably wouldn't be able to look nobody in the eye. He probably wouldn't even be able to bag a bitch.
Diddy knows.
See, this what scared me, man, when Suge be talking like that, going to do your time and get it out the way. So the judge, that's what scares me, man. Oh my God, if this happened, the judge kept him in jail and denied him bail all this time, just so he could serve the time and then say September or whatever time served, you can go on home. I would be so mad and so hurt over our system, man. You got him dead to rights. You gonna give him 1 year for the 2 counts? Or now y'all talking about doing a whole nother case or reopening the case or reevaluating stuff? All this crazy stuff going on that I ain't never knew that would exist, man. That's crazy.
Too much. Every secret, every whisper, and every rumor. Diddy and other elites in hip-hop have been controlling the narrative for way too long. These elites wanted to get rid of Diddy, and that's why Diddy was arrested. The only reason Diddy was able to get away was because he had worked as a criminal informant, and the feds needed him.
is Diddy at a level of being untouchable where he's protected, or is Diddy a target that they'll eventually put all the blame on him and make sure they get away with it free?
Whoa.
I mean, he's definitely going to be the black motherfucker in the bag.
Huh?
Because you gotta realize one thing. That boy life is dangerous. His life isn't, and he's just not dangerous with the shit they said he's doing, but he's in danger. He know too much. One thing you gotta realize is he probably having a conversation right now with the higher ups and everybody else to figure out how it's gonna work itself out. Because he know all the secrets. And if he gets to run his mouth, it could be a bad look. I look at it like the most important thing is the industry need to be built over. You have all these executives because somebody was their father, their grandfather, or all these type of stuff, and they don't give people the opportunity to grow and learn. I know when I first started in this business, it wasn't a machine. I had to be the machine. I had to figure out how to get my songs on the radio. Because at that time, they was getting 5%, and they got 10%. They was popping champagne bottles. I went from 95% of the songs you hear on the radio was my songs into 97%. So you had to really do all this thing and really do the work. And once the work...
Gene Deal has been exposing Diddy's lies for years now, and Diddy has finally had enough. He's not going to risk jail a second time, and he's going to silence Gene one way or the other. Just days ago, Gene was attacked by Diddy's supporters, and allegedly this is only the beginning. In a recent video, Gene even said that Diddy had sent men after him and wanted him gone.
I'm not the type of dude that you can come up on like
Bro, listen. We out here to get content. You're not gonna tell me what to do.
You can't come up on me.
Bro, listen.
If you come up on me, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
That's what I say.
You gonna
That's
do
what I say. That's what I say.
That's what I say. That's what I say. I was up there, y'all. Uncle Mike was up there. That's Uda on the go. That's my man. Uda on the go. He the one filming. Yeah. I know all this. But my man, I don't know if he out, but I heard he was in jail. Not Uda on the go, my man right here.
You're not gonna tell me what to do.
You can't come up on me.
Bro, listen.
If you come up on me, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
That's Donut.
You gonna
That's
do
what I say. That's what I say. Bro. That's what I say. No, bro, shit.
It came.
Who the hell?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I didn't know who that lady was, man. I thought she was with Gene. I thought she was Gene's people, family member or something. Come find out she just out there just hanging out. Every day Gene gone. Gene been gone. She still there. Starting stuff. I got the footage, man. I ain't gonna pull it up. I got the footage and everything. I was like, who is this girl? That's what I say. That's what I say. Who are you? Even Donut, the guy that was arguing with Gene, he looking at her like, lady, but this ain't even your business. Why are you in my... I'm trying to figure out why you in my face. This ain't my business. This two grown men talking. And why are you in our business? That was funny, man. I was cracking up laughing over there, man. That was funny as I don't know what. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Gene look like...
That's what I say. That's what I say. That's what I say. No, bro, shit.
It came to light for y'all that this dude wanted me dead.
Oh my God.
Way before I came to YouTube. Cause I was having meetings with serious dudes in the street. And he refused to sit down. So what did he do? He tell his security team. He didn't tell the NYPD officers. He didn't tell the Department of Correction officers. He didn't tell none of the parole officers or anybody he had working for him that was officers. He told street dudes who had did dirt in the street. When y'all see Gene,
wow,
y'all do him dirty. Y'all beat him up. He ain't tell him to beat me up. What I look like getting beat up?
What I look
What
like?
a grown
getting
man
beat up?
look like? Somebody smacking him around, hitting him and all this shit like that. I ain't taking no ass whooping. I ain't took an ass whooping since the fucking doctor spanked me on my fucking ass. I ain't took an ass whooping since my mom and my daddy. When they stopped taking it, I guess I'm got amnesia. I don't know what an ass whooping look like or feel like. What do he look like telling somebody to whoop my ass?
Damn.
He didn't tell him that. He wanted me in the dirt and was trying to rock me to sleep. He knew where I was at.
Gene isn't the kind of man to back down from a fight, and unlike Diddy, he isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Gene has been speaking out about Diddy's crimes for years. If it was really that easy to scare him, he would have stopped a long time ago. Gene has said multiple times that he doesn't care what happens to him as long as he goes out speaking the truth. You can't silence a guy who isn't afraid of death.
He said, yo, you got questions to answer. And for who? I said, if you want me to answer questions, do an interview. I got a booking number. Ben, you do an interview. I'll answer any of your questions. I ain't got no problem of answering anything that you want to know. All you got to do is pay my fee and I'll be there. He said, well, you ain't gonna tell me how to get the contact. And as soon as he said that, and he came like he was coming close to me, I took it back to 92. Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. And that's all I'm gonna say. I took it back to that. I took it back to 1992 Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. And he know what I'm talking about. Then when I did that, then next thing you know, a girl came, the guards started coming and stuff like that. And he told the guards, yo, watch the camera. He hit me. That's what he said to the guard. So one guard was like this. One guard got in front of me and I moved. He said, yo, Gene. He said, yo, Gene, because he know me. He said, yo, Gene, you could just knock me down, bro. Just take a couple of days and get up out of here. And so I was leaving.
Take a couple
so
of days,
he ran and
baby.
got his camera, and then somebody called my name. He called my name like that. I turned around and I just said to him, I said, yo, bro, I'm not that dude that you could just run up on. I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say. I'm a grown man. You understand? I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say to, because if you run up on me, I'm going to knock you the F out. And that's how that went, bro. And there's nothing I'm proud of. You understand? But you don't talk to grown men. I don't care what kind of YouTube show you got. I don't care what kind of, you want to go viral, you want to do this and you want to do that. You conduct yourself as a gentleman. You want to call yourself a reporter. You don't see all the reporters who went to school. You don't see all the reporters who got their degrees, who got, you know, who worked up the ladder to become who they are, yelling and screaming and cursing and saying all kind of crazy shit to people. You don't see that. But if that's what you choose to do, you choose to do that, bro.
Roger Bonds, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, has also confirmed that Diddy asked his security to get rid of Gene Deal. According to Roger Bonds, Diddy has been sending men after Gene since 2008. Gene Deal was never just a bodyguard. He was a witness. He saw everything: the parties, the abuse, the manipulation. Gene was speaking out long before the FBI launched their investigation. He watched Diddy mistreat women, intimidate artists, and abuse his power behind closed doors.
I'm saying, but he was like, yo, if y'all see Gene, I'm telling y'all, man, somebody better punch him in the face. Somebody better do something to him, man. He out here doing this, that, and we'd be like, all right.
Damn.
Okay, so when was this? Because was Gene doing interviews at this point?
Yeah, we talking like 2008, 2009. Gene was spreading the word. You know, Gene was always bad-mouthing Gene.
Wait, hold on. Vlad TV started in 2008, 2009. YouTube was really early.
No, he wasn't doing YouTube and stuff. He was going around talking a lot. And we all from Harlem. So he was just talking a lot of shit. And it's a small, Harlem is small.
So what was Gene Deal saying during that time? What did you hear?
He basically was talking about Puff and woman that was going on with him and Kim. Puff being gay, you know, with him and Usher, shit like that. He was talking the same shit that he's talking now on a major scale, but he was spreading it around Harlem.
Damn, Puffy. People been saying you've been for quite some time, bruh. I mean, they've been saying and been knowing and trying to, and he ain't never denied it. Not one time. Not one time did he come out and say, look, man, I don't care. At least Meek Mill. At least Meek Mills came out and said, I ain't gay. Man, I'll pay $100,000 for somebody. I ain't gay. I just did it for my career, allegedly. Oh my God, man. What is Meek Mills going? Poor Meek. Come on, man. Meek, you don't dress like another man. That's a street code, cuz. You don't even gotta be in the street to know that stuff, man. God.
Bullshit? Bullshit.
I can't believe this joint. Man, get out of here.
Okay. So it was basically a thing where, yo, if y'all see that, man, I'm telling y'all better hear he got hands put on him, this, that, and the other. But we seen him.
Diddy works from the shadows, and even now, as he's sending men after Gene, he's trying to convince the judge that he's changed. According to reports online, Diddy is planning to join a rehab center and start therapy for his mental health issues. He claims that his mental health issues were the reason he was such a disgusting person. I think we all know that's not true.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, man. October 3rd, man, we're going to find out if Diddy do time or not. But I do want to ask you, how you feel about this program that he enrolled into?
Well, the programs that they put him in is because of he's getting close to release, or he may be released. So the Bureau of Prisons for the federal government has to give him a program based on his crime that he committed. You know what I'm saying? He did commit a crime. He is going to jail for committing a crime, but the time is going to be based on his pre-sentence report. So now, in the pre-sentence report that the probation officer, the federal probation officer do, they go by the history. If he had any criminal history, they go by the criminal history. They go by the history, the crime. They go by what the victim statements and all that. And they do this report that they submit to the judge. And submitting that report to the judge is going to have what they believe based on the guidelines of the prison system, the guidelines of the correctional sets up based on what the time he'll do based on the crime. Now, the crime, and let's get this straight, the crime that he committed is based on the Mann Act. And that ranged anywhere from probably 22 to 54 months. Probably 22 to 54 months.
This rehab trick is a complete sham. Diddy just wants the judge to think he's changed. Every criminal does it before their sentencing, and allegedly Diddy is hoping he's done enough to fool the judge. Bad mental health doesn't turn you into a monster that destroys lives for years and years. Diddy wants to get out, and he's ready to tell whatever lie it takes.
I don't give a flying F about it.
I don't give a flying F. I don't give a flying F about him. Man, hey, I'm gonna let y'all know now. Y'all know, the whole world knows. The whole world knows that if they give Diddy just time served, man, that's gonna be a big old flag, a very big red flag to say, our system is crooked as I don't know what. And all we can say is
bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a facade. It's some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had enough money way before he got to jail.
Mm-hmm.
If he wanted to do something to get himself right, to get off drugs, he could have got the best doctors. You understand? He could have gotten the best treatment facility. If he wanted to stop beating women, he could have got some psychological help. He could have bought the best that money could buy. So all this shit is just to get his sorry ass out to jail. And 9 times out of 10, it usually helps.
Gene isn't afraid of Diddy. Gene was Diddy's bodyguard. Diddy needed Gene's protection, not the other way around. Even before the trial, Diddy tried to silence Gene. Gene would receive calls from people close to Diddy while Diddy was in prison. Diddy's friends kept telling Gene that Diddy was willing to pay for his silence and he was going to get it one way or the other. Gene spent over a decade with Diddy and saw firsthand the kind of monster he was. Gene knows exactly what Diddy is capable of, and he still chose to speak.
I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. And God knows I could bodyguard myself with his blessings.
Amen.
I could bodyguard myself with his blessings, bro. I'm not worried about that. Nothing beats an ambush, and I know that. But I'm not worried about his shit. People just need to talk about something. They want to have something to say, man. Oh, G ain't got to be worried, so like that. So, shouldn't I have been worried when he was out here on the street?
Damn.
When he was out here on the street, I should have been worried.
Damn.
Yo, bro, August the 14th, 1999. High-speed chase in Harlem. You understand? How I didn't know that he didn't send nobody after me then. Because niggas do that shit. They'll send somebody at you. I've seen dudes that do shit and they have niggas right there in the same clique and they didn't even know he did it. So how I know those 4 guys, 5 guns to my head wasn't sitting by him. When Roger Bonds come and say later that Diddy wanted something done to Gene Deal. How I know?
Diddy might scare everyone else with his violence and power, but Gene spent more than a decade protecting him. Gene says he knows exactly who Diddy is, a coward who can't fight his own battles, and Gene isn't afraid of someone like that. He's not running, not looking over his shoulder. He's standing right in the open and daring Diddy to make a move.
Diddy tried to silence you or tried to get you to stop talking about him.
This is relayed to me by Kirk Burrows. This guy is like this with Diddy. You seen him on Drink Champs with him. You see him walking the streets in Miami with him, the whole 9 yards. So I'm saying to him, what does he want to talk to me for? He ain't got nothing to say to me. He said, yo, Gene, he said enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough to what? And I told Kirk Burrows, I said, yo, if he wanted, I said, he don't want to talk to me for himself. He wanted to talk to me for Diddy. And I ain't got nothing to say to him. He ain't said enough is enough to Wolf Mother when he cursed out and told her all kinds of. Did he say enough is enough to Big's mother? What do you mean enough is enough? And that's how that conversation went.
How did you feel about it after you were done?
I felt that, like, because they must have got at Kirk Burrows, because Kirk called me with the bullshit. Yo, you got to fix that. You know this. Man, God, excuse me. Listen here, bro.
Wow.
I don't care nothing about none of these industry cats and what they do and how they do it. That's their business. You understand? I don't tell a man how to screw his wife and how to spend his money. You don't tell me what I got to do with my time. Point blank.
Point blank.
Do you feel like at some point Diddy could try to come after you or do something? You know, being that he's went after a lot of people. He's did a lot of stuff. As you know about.
Cam, let me tell you something, man. If I worried about what somebody would do for me, I wouldn't be the man that I am. I keep my head on the swivel. I do what I have to do to protect myself and my family. All I know is that I know one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. I got people out here that love me. You understand?
Gene Deal is risking everything to expose the darkness behind the fame, and Suge Knight is backing him from behind bars. Diddy may have the money, the power, and the protection of the system, but what he doesn't have anymore is control over the narrative. Let us know in the comments what you think Diddy is really hiding and whether Gene Deal will survive long enough to tell it all.
I know one thing, man. Hat goes off to Gene Deal. Shout out to Gene Deal because of Gene Deal, man, we know a lot of information. Him and Roger Bonds. I gotta add Roger Bonds too. Roger don't do a lot of, you know what I'm saying? He don't He don't do a lot of interviews. I think he did Vlad before, once, twice maybe or something. Then he did another interview with somebody else. But Gene let us know what's happening, man. Gene got his own podcast now. Gene is out that joint rocking. And it's the Gene Deal Show. It's the Gene Deal Show. Yeah, so shout out to Gene and everything, man. But the only thing I know is I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail. He can't make bail, y'all. Man, that's the only thing that scares me. Every now and then it's a little, what if the judge kept him in jail all this time so he can accumulate enough months so he can be justified in saying time served? Oh man, that will hurt my heart. I don't think that's enough time for two convictions that carry 10 years. I don't think 1 year is enough for both of them. That's all I keep. So I'm thinking that would take that out right there. And I think the judge don't like Diddy or Diddy judges. So I really think that he gonna come with that 6 or more. 6 or more, baby. I'm gonna say 6 or more. Come on, judge, don't make me look bad. Don't make me look bad. We need this. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.